another question before we move on, because I know you have to get your beauty sleep. So
Oh no,
oh
don't worry. It's a Friday. I got tomorrow off.
oh
I'm not.
yes, yes, today is a Friday.
Yeah, I got tomorrow off. Yeah, yeah,
TGIF.
yeah.
Uh,
It's I don't have to work tomorrow. Thank goodness.
oh,
A
that
little
is
break.
commendable for some. You
Yeah.
know,
As much as
the
I love my job,
yeah, rest is also important.
it
The
is. Yeah.
how should we prepare for our ever-changing market based on what we've seen over the last couple of years?
Educating ourselves. I think it falls back a lot on knowing what's going to be coming out, trying to understand how we can prepare ourselves for it. So, like I was saying, just kind of going back to making sure our technicians are trained. In my case, we're slowly creeping into EVs and hybrids taking over. I want to make sure that my techs, at the least, are trained, even though we don't have all the equipment that we need in order to work on these cars. At least they know what's going to happen when the time comes. I have an idea what I'm going to be getting my staff into, and
Yeah.
we know how we're going to be evolving. We kind of have a game plan on as to where we want to be, and we want to also make sure that they're comfortable with what they're doing too. Like
Hmm.
because a lot of people that a lot of staff that get into this industry, and specifically technicians, there might be a comfort level too with working on EV vehicles versus hybrids versus just straight gasoline, right?
Hmm.
But that comes with it comes with staff, and it comes with the evolution of the industry itself.
Yes, yes,
Right.
and
So
it
definitely
is
educate.
important to have that support system from the manufacturer as well, because you don't want to
Right.
leave
Yep.
the dealers in the dark. You don't want to
Yep.
leave your technicians in the dark. And at the same
Exactly.
time, now the companies, they have to be willing and transparent enough, as you say, to invest in these technicians in order to grow the product that they're selling, because
Hmm.
that is very important. But let me
Exactly.
ask a very strategic question. You've worked with Ford, you've worked with Toyota, you've worked with Mercedes. How do you compare their strategies? How do you compare the way they do things?
Oof. It depends. I'll tell you the truth. I've from my perspective, I mean, being in our side, I'm not too familiar with Mercedes and Toyota's management, but from what I see, I mean, every industry is almost the same. Every manufacturer is almost the same within the industry.
Yes.
When it comes to process, everything comes down from head office,
Hmm.
and from training to tools to courses to recalls. Every brand has it at this point, right? It's
Yeah.
nothing unfamiliar to us to have a recall on a vehicle, and to understand that recall letters are sent from manufacturer to the customer, and that we have to learn how to essentially entertain them, and make sure that they're comfortable driving their vehicles as well, and understanding the pressure behind actually getting the recall done too, right?
Right.
uh, so if we're comparing any of the three that I've worked at,
Hmm.
um, every one of them, like, I mean, I'm not going to bash any of the brands for
I
sure.
know we're not
Each
here to
one has its
bash. We're
own
just here to
challenges.
we're
A
just here
few,
to recommend, just to understand
yeah,
fully what happens in the industry.
yeah.
Because one of the purpose of this program is that
Hmm.
persons turn up at a dealership and they just bring the car in. They expect the car to be, fixed properly, washed, clean,
Hmm.
yada yada yada, back through the door. But what about what takes place behind the doors, right?
There's a huge quality care process that takes place when it comes to, like, I mean, if we're going to compare these three, Mercedes, they have everything from a concierge at the door to a valet service that you get done, right? And I mean, of course, it comes with a clientele as well that folks
Yeah,
expect this kind of service going to Mercedes. They're the top tier, right?
yeah.
Versus, a bit more of a, uh, what would I say? What's the best way to put this? Budget focused brand, I would
Yes.
say,
Yeah,
like
well, yeah, that's
Toyota.
fair enough. Yeah.
They're more budget vehicles, right? They're
Yeah.
great, don't get me wrong. These cars are somewhat bulletproof at this point, right? But
Yeah.
if you're going into the brands like Mercedes and BMW, there's a certain expectation that comes with the clientele, and
Yeah.
that you're probably not going to see at a Kia or at a Toyota or even a Honda, like, or any of the just generic brands that we see here.
Right.
No, a lot more
Right.
from the luxury brands that we're going to see. So customer service is definitely a lot more focused. I wouldn't say it's less within the smaller brands, but it's definitely a lot more focused on the luxury brands.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you get what you pay for. So that's
That
usually,
that comes with. I mean, you got people that are spending $250,000 on cars.
yeah.
Anywhere from 100 upwards, right? When you're going to a Mercedes dealer versus you're going to a Kia or a Toyota, you're within that first 100,000 still.
Yeah.
You're anywhere from 15, 20,000 to 60, 70,000 is generally the average that you're sitting around within those brands. So it comes with it. Yeah, you're spending 4 or 5 times the amount of money, and
It
you have
is.
this
Yeah.
expectation, and
Yeah, because the
you
cost of maintenance over the life of the vehicle, it adds up, and it's probably 4 or 5 times the average of the budget focus
yeah, and we're
vehicles,
seeing a
as you
lot more
mentioned.
people
Yeah.
leasing these vehicles too, especially the ones that are sitting over 100K because they're seeing the benefit of actually leasing them when I mean some of these people can write these off as to help them out with their taxes or to help them off with their business, but when you get people that are driving these vehicles, they want it to start, they want it to stop, and they want it to do exactly what it wants it to. What it's intended to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna keep you much longer. Thank you very much for such a very good insight. Is there anything, Ed, you'd like to add to the industry, like for persons starting out or would like to work for a dealership? What will be your recommendation to them? What will be your
See
advice
if
to
you.
them?
Yeah, there's actually. I've been giving it to a few people lately because we've had a lot of folks that want to get into the industry and are thinking about it too. See if you can get a dealership that would take you on to shadow a position.
Right,
Shadow it. I mean, they can't, you can't, right? But
right,
be completely transparent when you're going in. Once again, let them know that you want the experience. You want to see if it's something that you like, and maybe even try it out for 2, 3 days and see if it's for you. Because
right,
you're going to be
right.
doing this, some maybe the rest of their life, and some maybe the next few years, and switching into something else that might work better for them, right? But
Yeah, yeah,
shadow as much as you can. And if you're a student, co-op is where it's at.
yeah.
Co-op will tell you everything you need to know about whatever that, because they'll show you the worst and they'll show you the best part of it.
That is true. That is so
Yeah.
true.
Hmm.
And a lot of people don't really get to understand that practically almost every garage out there that you
Hmm.
see alongside our roadways, in the countryside, in the towns, anywhere you have a shop or a garage, most of those guys actually started out working in dealerships, right? And
Yep.
they're all certified mechanics who went on, got the experience, master tech. They're able to diagnose different aspects of the vehicle. Some went along to specialize. You have your AC technicians, you have your auto detailers, you have your electrical electrical guys, transmissions, persons who work on gearboxes, person who works on differentials. Then you have your machine shops. All those knowledge were actually obtained from a dealership. So if you want to go further, the dealership is the best way to start and get all that experiences from the know-how.
Yep.
So
That's right.
and so Anthony, thank you very much for this interview. It was actually enlightening. It was informative, and I do hope we learned a lot tonight. So I thank you again.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Okay, and as we always say in Jamaica, respect big man.
Respect, big one. Yeah.
All right, cool. Take care.
All right. Take it easy.